Hi, it's Claudia from Create with Claudia. Thanks so much for stopping by. Today I am showing you a project. It's some placemats that I'll be showing you later. But first I want to show you my May Island Batik Ambassador project. Each month, as you know, if you've been watching my videos, I don't know if you know or not, we do a different project. And this month it was a modern design. We had to design a modern quilt using fabrics they gave us. And this is one of their brand new lines. It's available in stores. It's shipping to stores in May of 2021. This is called Holly Holiday, and I call this Christmas Diamonds. I just love it. It's not a color palette I always work with, so when I opened it, this was, if you go back and you watched my, or if you did already watch my Island Batik unboxing video, this is the one that, this was the surprise that was wrapped, so nobody saw it until today, or until I started this video. When I opened the package, I really was surprised. I wasn't expecting Christmas fabrics. These are gorgeous. They're deep, rich, dark greens, like a foresty green, pine green, lots of different fabrics. There were 20 different fabrics in all. I got 20 different pieces of fabric, the reds, all kinds of different reds, and then last but not least, and definitely, actually, I'm not sure if this might be my favorite, are all the golds. As soon as I opened that package, that surprise package, I was blown away by the colors, especially that gold. Holy cow, I am in love with that gold, and I knew right away when I opened it that that gold was going to be my background. I didn't know what my design was when I opened it. I didn't know anything about it, but I knew I wanted to use that gold really prominently. So today what I'm going to be doing is making placemats out of some of the greens and the reds, because quite honestly I used up all of my gold. I really miss that. In fact, I might have to go buy some more of that gold, but these were all provided to me from Island Batik. To cut these out, one of the things we also got in our Island Batik box, Ambassador box, was an AccuQuilt Go machine. It's a really nice system for cutting fabric. It's actually an awesome system for cutting fabric. And I ended up buying a die for this. I ended up buying the diamond 4-inch die, and that's what this is made out of, all of those pieces. And I will show you how I did that really quickly later in the video. The batting in this is Hobbs Batting Poly Down. And I really like that. It's a very lightweight batting, and it was perfect for this longer quilt. I just like the way it drapes. It's just a real nice lightweight batting called Poly Down from Hobbs Batting. Now to quilt this, I actually sent this to my long arm quilter. She does beautiful work. Her name is Adria Good, and she is on YouTube and Instagram and Facebook, Quilt Coach Chick, and you'll see that at the bottom of the screen. She does beautiful work. She did some real nice, beautiful swirls in gold thread. To piece this, I used Aurifil thread brass. It's number 2975, and it's also gold, really pretty color, and I thought it blended well with all of the different fabrics. So again, this is my May Island Batik Challenge project. It's a modern quilt. It's an original design. I'm really happy with the way it turned out. The one thing I did mess up on when I was measuring it, it turned out really, really long, and that's why you've seen a lot of pictures of the full quilt sort of interspersed within the intro to this video. I don't know where my head was when I was laying out this pattern, but I thought it would be a lot shorter than this, but it turns out really interesting, and I have a wall in my house, and it's perfect for that. It actually is a nice tall, I have a quilt rack that's really high, so I can take pictures, but it's up on the second floor, and it just is going to look perfect there. It fits really nicely in that corner. So I hope you like this quilt. Again, it's Holly Holiday fabric line. It's the Island Batik line, available in stores May 2021, and this line was designed by Kathy Engel for Island Batik. So now I'm going to show you how to make a bunch of placemats. So before I get started, the first thing I wanted to show you really quickly was how I cut out those shapes. Like I said, everything in the main quilt, and actually in the placemats I'm going to be showing you, were all cut out. The pieces were cut out using this AccuQuilt Go system. So it comes like this, and you unfold it like so, and it pops up, and you get the center section, and there's this crank handle. And I bought this extra die, and this is the diamonds, 4-inch diamonds, and so you get 2 pieces, and you can layer your fabric. You'll have to read the instructions for exact, how many layers you can put on. So here's a piece. This is from that Holly Holiday line. It's gorgeous, has bears on it, pine trees, that sort of thing. Really pretty rich forest green. And you put it on your die cut, and then you cover it. They give you these protective covers because it's really sharp. You have to use care when using that. Again, read those manufacturer's instructions. And then you're going to feed it through and just crank it like so. I mean, it couldn't be easier. And then there's the sort of remnants. I actually keep that. I like to do little scrap things, so I like to keep every scrap And then here you have, whoops, that snagged a little bit. Then you have the diamonds. Perfect diamond shapes, perfect for that, for the quilt I made for the Christmas diamonds. So that's how you use the AccuQuilt Go system. And now we're going to get started on those placemats. Alrighty, so here's my placemat. Now, you guys know, if you've watched my videos before, I love, 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 love scrappy quilts and scrappy looks. This is very scrappy. I just used scraps that were left over from the fabric that Island Batik gave me. So it looks a little different. This is a very easy placemat to put together. When it's finished, it measures about 14.5 by 18.5, so it's a nice size. Here, I'll show you the back. I used more of their fabric. This is the red with the Christmas trees, just beautiful. And so you can see, it's funny because with the scraps, the way you place them, they actually put in like a little bit of a secondary pattern. I didn't even notice it with this one till I see it on the camera. It's like almost like an S or something like that. That was not on purpose. That just sort of happened. But this is what you're going to make. And now we'll go over what you need to make one tablecloth. Excuse me, one placemat. I think I've said that about 5 times. I've deleted a lot of the scenes too where I keep calling it a tablecloth. It is a placemat. So I'll be right back. So to make this placemat, you need 2 different fabrics, a fabric A and a fabric B. In my case, fabric A is the green fabric, and in fabric B is the red fabric. You can find all the information about this fabric over on my blog post that relates. It's a tutorial also with a downloadable PDF for this placemat pattern, but that also has the info about the fabric. Or you can use whatever fabrics you want. So to start, you need 2.5-inch squares. And so of fabric A, which in my case is the green, from fabric A you need 8 2.5-inch squares. You need 3 strips, and you can just see the beautiful, I put 3 different greens from that fabric line, 3 different ones. You need 2.5 inches by 6.5 inches. This is a great placemat pattern also for if you have a jelly roll. And then lastly, from fabric A, you need 2 strips cut 2.5 inches by 10.5 inches. So that's fabric A. And now fabric B. So from fabric B, you need 6 squares cut 2.5 inches by 2.5 inches, 2 strips cut 2.5 inches by 6.5 inches, 2 strips cut 2.5 inches by 10.5 inches, and last but not least, 2 strips cut 2.5 inches by 14.5 inches. That is it. You could easily use a jelly roll with this, or even better, I use that AccuQuilt Go system. One thing that came with that system when I got it in the box was a strip cutting die, and that's what I did to cut all my strips for this quilt. The only thing I did need to do for the smaller ones, of course, was cut them down to the length I needed. But I was able to get really long strips in no time with that AccuQuilt Go system. So now let's go ahead and sew this placemat together. All right, so what I do is I like to have my stuff laid out. That way I lay it out, and then my sewing machine is to the right of me, and I sew them all together. So we're just going to put this pretty pine cones right in the center. And then you're just going to build around it. So in this case, this was the 2.5-inch by 6.5-inch of strip of fabric A. And then you're just going to add, these are the 2.5-inch squares of fabric B. And then you want to get, these were 2.5 by 6.5 of fabric B. And now you can guess, I just sort of alternate the colors, and here I would put fabric A. Those are those green squares. And like I said, I like scrappy, so I mix them up a lot. And then we build out. It's one more row. No, excuse me. Yeah, two more rows. Excuse me, 2 more rows, and I will show you how to do that. Okay, so here's my layout. Now I know it doesn't look like it's going to fit, but it always does. You're going to use that 1/4 inch seam allowance. And basically what I do is I sew from the center out. So in this case, what I would do is I'm going to sew these 3 squares together, like so, and then this section here together. And then I'll show you what that looks like, and then we'll continue piecing from there. Okay, so here's that center section. You can see where I've sewn together, excuse me, the outside and then that center piece. And I just want to show you the trick I'm using. For these 2, I press to the outside, And then for this middle one, I press to the inside. Hopefully you can see that okay. It's hard with that red. And basically what I'm going to do then is sew these to each end. And because I pressed it that way, I can easily nest those seams, meaning that they'll be flatter when they come together. So I'm going to pin here and add this smaller strip set to the center, and then add this one to the other side, and then we'll go ahead and piece the next row out. Okay, so this is done, and these two are done because I added those, remember those two little sections here on each side of this. Then I'm going to attach these strips here like so. And whoops, getting caught on my sweater. And once that's done, I'm going to press that and then attach these two side strip units here, sort of, I'll call them wings. So I'm going to do that. So when I come back, you'll see what that looks like. And like I said, we're just keep building out and out. Easy peasy, lemon squeezy. Okay, so you can see that it's really coming together nicely. The only thing we have left to do is this outside row. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to attach this here, the other one to this side, press it open, and then I'm going to attach these smaller units here to these longer strips, and then attach those to that, and we will be done with the top of this placemat. All right, here is my placemat. It's all finished. I think it looks great. It's a nice graphic design, very easy to put together. Let me pull up the other one, the one that was already finished. I'm not going to quilt this right now, but I just did very simple quilting in the ditch around the whole thing. Again, this takes all of, once you cut all the pieces, I don't know how long it would take you, but I made 3 of these in about an hour once the pieces were cut out. And basically I would use this, I used the solid fabric on the back. You could easily use scraps, and then I also used some of that fabric from that line for the binding as well. Hi, I'm back. Just wanted to finish up this video by showing you 3 of the placemats I already made. The one that I just made with you, I haven't quilted yet, so here it is right again. You can just see the finished product. There we go. And then the other 3 I finished. I hung 2 on the wall for you. I actually mixed up the colors a little bit so you can see what they look like. It's amazing how much just one change of a color changes the whole look of a placemat or a quilt for that matter. Here you can see I used red on the outside, and then on the other one I used green on the outside. Not sure which one I like better. I think they both look great. So I did 2 of each, and I ended up with a set of 4 placemats, so they're going to be perfect for Christmas. I can't wait till that rolls around. So I do want to take a second and thank Island Batik for all the beautiful fabric. I'm still pinching myself that I'm in this program, and we're 5 months on. So thank you to them for the fabric. I would like to thank AccuQuilt Go or AccuQuilt for that nice machine that I can use. I've used many times so far since I've gotten it. I want to thank Hobbs Batting. This is actually this poly down batting that I used for these placemats. Really nice, really lightweight. Makes a really nice lightweight placemat. I need to thank Aurifil for the thread, and that in this case I did use it to quilt these. I did not have a long arm quilter quilt my placemats, but I did use the Aurifil. This time I used a red color. Just a wonderful thread to work with. And last but not least, and I did not mention them at the beginning, I did put them in my note, but sorry about that. I do want to thank Schmetz Needles. I always use Schmetz Needles in my machine, and these are perfect. These are Microtex needles that work really well with batik fabrics. So if you really like these placemats, and I hope you do, nice graphic ones, easy to make, I love projects like that, you can head over to my website, www.createwithclaudia.com, where I have a tutorial as well as a downloadable PDF pattern for these, so you can whip these up in no time. I'd love it if you'd hit that subscribe button. I love new subscribers. Thank you so much. And I am on social media at @CreateWithClaudia, so check out all of the things I do. Thanks so much for watching, and have a great day.